Hello and good afternoon. I'm very happy today to welcome Laura Meadows. She's a great artist and performer working between modeling, film, and television, between different genres. And she's with us here to talk about her career and her new projects. Hi, Laura. How's everything?
Oh, I'm doing great. Everything is great. Thank you for inviting me to your show. It's wonderful to talk to you.
Yeah.
I had a new movie come out on Amazon yesterday.
Really, congratulations. This is perfect timing.
Yes,
So, before I start to talk a bit about the past, tell us about it a little bit. And it's on Amazon Prime, right?
yes.
Tell me a little bit about it, and so people can discover it.
It is. I play a desert shaman healer, and it's a woman trapped in a abusive relationship, and she turns to black magic to solve her problems, and that would
Okay,
be she turns to me.
okay.
So
What is the name of the film?
it's dissolution, and it is also on my link tree. If you go to my
Yes.
link tree, which is on my Facebook
It's
and Instagram,
Instagram.
you can click it
Yes.
there.
I want to tell you that this is a universal subject, not related to Indians, because I'm Egyptian, my wife is Colombian. I am here in Ecuador, and many stories since the beginning of time about women using black magic against, an unfaithful husband and abusing her. It's universal, even in Egypt and in Egyptian drama as well. So I want to see this film. I'm going to see it with my wife tonight.
Oh, wonderful. Yes, I thought it turned out really good. I
Yes, yes.
absolutely I love playing the characters where I'm a healer or a
Yes.
witch. And yes, you're right, that's in all cultures.
Yeah, yes, I sometimes, the characters you play, the movie begins very nicely. You're like a naive person or a very nice woman, but throughout the process, we discover other aspects and facets of your character. And I think this is interesting for viewers as well.
I've always found it interesting, an
So
interesting aspect.
tell me about early life, beginning of venturing in showbiz. I like to hear it in your own words.
My life venturing in show business,
Yes,
or
yes, yes.
I was on maternity leave, and
Really?
I was in Dallas, Texas, and I just had my first son, and I saw an ad in the newspaper, and it said, "Oliver Stone is shooting a movie here. Come on down and be in the Texas Stadium."
Really?
So, yeah, and he
Mhm.
showed in September in the hottest year in Dallas, Texas, where they had 60 days over 100. And I took my baby and my daughter and went to Texas Stadium and stood in line with the baby stroller and a toddler to have my Polaroid taken. And that's just how, I guess, ambitious I am. And they were fine. The kids didn't get too hot, and they called me as soon as I got home, and
Yeah.
the lady said, "Oliver said you're cute. Can you be here at 6 in the morning?" I'm like,
Yes.
"Oh yeah, okay, yeah." And
Yeah.
I wasn't used to show business and how early and how fast. And I got to set, and they somebody kept yelling, and it was my very first job, and I was in the stadium, and I was like not paying attention, and
Yeah.
they're like, "You with the red hair, you're not in trouble. Get down here now and Margaret's double." And I'm like, "Oh." And so I had to run all the way down the stairs, and then they had me run across a football field into Oliver Stone's office, and he had the cameras going, and his other directors, his assistant directors. And then I sat in this room and waited for instructions. But I was taller than Anne Margaret. So they put me back as a reporter. So I got bumped like 3 times on the first day, to background extra in the stadium, to Ann Margaret's double, to a reporter. And then I could hear the other people who were in the stadium going, "Why does she get an upgrade?" Like, guys, I I had nothing to do with it. It just happened. So that was my introduction to film. But as a child, I always loved horror movies, and I'm kind of like similar to Rob Zombie in that way. He talked about watching horror films all through his childhood. My mother had a PhD in childhood education, and she actually didn't believe in school. And she thought that it hurt creativity. And she had done a dissertation on that, and that's how she got her PhD. And so, and we moved around every 6 months. So not being at school was not a problem, that it didn't even know where I was. And I would pick out movies every day that I wanted to watch. And I'd say, "Mom, can I stay home? I want to watch this movie." And she'd be, "Okay." And so she sort of, homeschooling wasn't really legal at that time. Otherwise, she would have homeschooled me. And then we could have had those lessons on our own. But
Regarding childhood and horror films, I watch not horror films, but thriller on television. I grew up watching The Twilight Zone and Hitchcock Presents, and I love Night Gallery as well. By, it was a follow-up to Twilight Zone. And there was a very nice British series, also anthology, called Thriller.
oh,
I used to love it as well. It featured many stars of the time of the 70s. I still remember some of the episodes, as well as Night Gallery. I have it on DVD as well, Night Gallery. But I want to tell you your opinion about something. Right now, recently, I've seen a lot of films featuring children, okay? And like the movie Windows, I don't know if you have seen it or not. And in the last maybe 50 years, or during black and white era, children were not appearing, that violent or evil like they used to feature them right now. I remember Village of the Damned, if you remember this film. But Windows, a lot of films, featuring like killer children or children doing violent stuff. They used to be done in Europe, on the independent stuff. But how do you think right now, because the background of your mother and yourself, about presenting children, in a violent way right now? Is it over the edge right now, or something we can accept because it's only film,
Well, it is all make believe. And I tell people that when they're like, "Oh, I can't watch a horror movie." And it's like, none of it's real, guys. Just watch it. But I'm glad that we're able to create that illusion. You mentioned weapons. I was at HorrorCon, and one of the little girls that was in Weapons was there, and she was signing autographs. And it was an absolutely thrilling experience for her to be on set. So those children did not suffer at all. They were very well taken care of, and they were thrilled to be there. It didn't affect her psychologically at all. Her dad was super involved with her. So I personally talked to them, and it was a fabulous experience for them. They were not scared, and they can see, just like I could see, it's not real. Although you guys are supposed to believe it's real, right?
Yes. Well, I think the film that shocked me a little bit, if you have seen it, the climax. Although I've seen many things, but some films, I've seen, I don't want to watch again.
My
Yeah, yeah.
dad, he was in psychology at Christian College in St. Louis, Missouri, and he dealt personally with the Jesuit priests who were involved in the actual exorcism of the little boy in St. Louis, which later became the movie The Exorcist, speaking of children.
Yes. I
And
read about the exorcism. I saw some of the news clipping, that inspired the novel, you know,
it
by
inspired, it inspired.
the novel on which The Exorcist was based in the 70s. It was William Peter Blatty's novel and then it was done as a film. And I think a documentary, about the inspiration behind the novel that made The Exorcist. The real events.
Yes, it was the when the devil came to St. Louis. And it originally happened, well, the problem started in Washington, D.C., and they moved to St. Louis. It's a very Catholic area. And it was spiritually somehow said to them to move to St. Louis, and the Jesuit priests took over at that point. My dad was in the psychology department, so they had to have someone not with the Catholic Church to oversee, to give an opinion on it. He never spoke about it. Nobody there ever spoke about it. They never said where it was or where it took place. All I know is that it was an administrative building which was boarded up, and they didn't want anybody to go messing around with it.
Yes,
So they took it seriously.
yes, yes. Speaking of Oliver Stone, I met him in Egypt when Natural Born Killers
Oh,
was released. We invited him to Cairo Festival, and then his son. I interviewed him for a documentary he did. I met his son in Russia. Actually, I was in a jury member of the festival, and I interviewed him later on YouTube on a documentary he released last year. But I want to say I loved your website. Congratulations on it. I'm very happy that you put all your work on that website. People can discover everything about you. But tell me, after any given Sunday, did you start to do some modeling yourself as well, besides films?
I've modeled since I was a teenager, so
Really?
I did that first.
Hmm.
Well, I drew first.
Hmm.
I started drawing when I was about 2, and my mother encouraged that. My uncle was an artist, her brother,
Hmm.
and I was absolutely enthralled with fashion figures and ladies in beautiful gowns. And when I was in grade school, my teacher said that I was going to be a fashion designer, which textile designer is considered a fashion designer. So I did become a fashion designer. I was also a fashion illustrator and a costumer. And let's see, where were we? So I was a visual artist before anything.
Hmm.
And then I was interested in modeling, and I was getting ready to graduate from college, and Elite Model Management was interested in signing me. And I also had a job offer from Yonkers for a fashion illustrator. And my dad made the decision. I was going to be a fashion illustrator, and I was not going to go into modeling full time.
Yes.
I started modeling more after my dad's influence wasn't around as much.
Yes.
And I
Yeah.
had full page spreads in the Star Magazine, Women's World. I forgot the other one, but years later. So
Yes.
when models are very concerned about an age limit, honestly,
Yes.
there really isn't any. I was surprised to be featured in
Yes.
a full page spread well after teenage years.
Yes. But tell me, after any given Sunday, what did you do about your film career? And I wanted to know why film critics and journalists and also on the internet, they start to call you Scream Queen.
It kind of happened with IMDb first. It put me on a Scream Queen list. And there I was with some of my other friends too. And it's like, okay, so they're calling me a Scream Queen. And
Mhm.
that's where it started. And then journalists started picking that up as calling me a Scream Queen. Then somehow it wasn't Queen anymore, it was Witch. And then some more mainstream films that haven't come out yet.
Yes,
I'm looking forward to those. So that's kind of how that began.
yes. But I want to ask you, you have other projects yet you filmed and they are coming up in the next period?
Yes, well, one of them, Blood Before Bitcoin. That should be. We're working on it right now. Hopefully, it should be out this year. Fingers crossed. And then there's Cowboy and Indian, and that's where I'm actually a romantic lead.
I'm surprised.
Didn't think I'd get that.
Mhm.
But he just looked. Leo Shelley is the director and the writer, and
Yes.
he's originally from India, and he looked all over the country for people that would fit the role, and I fit the role of Debbie. So I am really excited to see that. It's very much more mainstream, and
Uh-huh.
I simply like to work, but
Yeah.
I've got my horror characters down, but I like to branch out into other areas as well. I want everyone to be able to enjoy a film I'm in, not just uh, for that. I don't want them all to be scared of a film.
Yes. Tell me, because you did a lot of film recently, you know, especially in the horror genre, I want to ask you, do you have a dream character or a dream concept you would like to appear in?
Hmm. I want to
Hmm.
be an American Horror Story.
In the television series?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, I want to tell you that I once went to LA and they did once a season called Hotel, I imagine. It was about this hotel in downtown LA and I saw it, but after I stayed in that hotel when I was in Los Angeles, it was a season when Lady Gaga was co-starring. You remember it?
Correct. I went to the Cecil also, and I also went to
Yes.
the actual filming location, which was
Yeah,
across the street.
yes, yes, yes.
Yeah,
So,
no, I made a beeline down there. I'm like, it's in town. I'm going. And the
mhm,
Cecil, I wasn't as fortunate as you. They had it locked up. They said it
yes.
was too dangerous for people to go in there, but it's open now.
No, no, it was okay, I think.
Really?
Uh, yeah. I stayed in it maybe a week or 10 days, you know.
Oh,
Uh,
wow.
yeah. But I didn't know if I've seen maybe the season before staying in it, I wouldn't go.
It's supposed to be very haunted. I'm glad
No,
to know that you're okay.
yeah. It was before I got married, so maybe my wife wouldn't go with me because I told her the story. So yes, if we go to LA another time, it would be in another place. But tell me, according to you, being in many horror films, how do you see the industry and production right now evolve? Because I've seen as well, beside working in mainstream television series and feature films, you sometimes co-stars in short films as well, right?
Yes,
So how do you
yes.
see right now as a performer about the production values right now?
I just in the horror genre, I like the short films because they can go into anthology. I was
Yes.
also an avid reader, and I read a lot of short horror short stories. and they just are, they're naturally good in a short, in a in condensed form, and then putting them all together like Night Gallery, like the Twilight Zone. I think that's an absolutely perfect place for them. I think there's
Yes.
a lot of shorts are becoming super popular now with the verticals, so you get a little snippet of a series and another little snippet, and
Mm.
it keeps you going. So I think that short film is making a huge comeback in
Yes.
in the film genre.
Yes.
As
Yes. I think so. I
yeah,
see a lot of production right now being released, and new filmmakers are rising right now in the genre. Yes.
mhm. Well, and I think some of that comes from social media because people have put little short clips on,
Hmm.
and it doesn't take up that much of your day. And if you just got a minute and you want to look at something, there it is, and then you're done. You don't have to commit
Hmm.
2, 3, 4 hours at the most
Yes.
of your life. And that's another reason I think if a film gets too long, that it's I think it's better if it's made into a short film, a short series, rather than one really long film.
Yes. So tell me about your family. Do they have a film or a character relate as their favorites?
Do they have
A favorite character you played or a favorite film?
well, no.
No.
They just they like it all.
They like everything about it. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's my dad's family. They like it all. My mom's family doesn't like any of it, so go
Really?
figure.
Yeah. 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 Of course, you'd like
My
to.
mom's family's probably dying right now.
Yes.
Like, oh my
Yeah.
God, did you say that? It's like, yeah, because of all the comments you put on my Facebook. That's why.
Yes. And I've seen as well you have a fashion house currently under your name.
Yeah. Hmm.
Uh, do you design some of your outfits in the for the films you do?
Hmm.
Like which films you did?
Um, I try to add something I've designed in at least half of them. I can't remember specifically the names, and I'll have someone else wear my stuff as well.
Yes, this is great. Well, I want to thank you very, very much for the live interview together, and I will watch the movie tonight
Oh,
and
wonderful.
and maybe write about it as well in my blog. You
And
know?
Kevin Stevenson was the director
Yes,
on that, and he was terrific to work with. I
yes,
also want to give a shout out to Thomas Churchill.
yes,
He's the director and writer for two of the movies I was in, Salem Chronicles, where I play an old witch. So they did a lot of makeup, and the makeup artist was from American Horror Story. So that was very cool. I begged him to let me go with him on the other set.
yes. But do you
So
think witchcraft exists or only in the movies?
absolutely does.
Oh, okay. You are a believer.
Yeah, I went to New Orleans and I went to the
Yeah.
voodoo headquarters. And the minute you cross that threshold, you know it's real.
Yes, when you say New Orleans, I remember Angel Heart with Robert De Niro and Mickey Rourke. Yeah, and I've seen maybe other voodoo stuff happens there, right?
Yes, yes. It,
Yes,
they have a priest and a priestess, and they both have PhDs in theology.
yes,
So
and stuff
very
like the
interesting.
Serpent and the Rainbow. If you remember this film, was Wes Craven.
Oh yeah,
Yes, I saw it. I saw this in cinema when it was new.
I was watching Christopher Lee interview yesterday, and they
Yes,
asked him the same question. They said, "Do you believe that magic
yes.
exists?" And he said, "Absolutely."
Uh-huh. What is your favorite Christopher Lee film?
What is my? I'm sorry.
Christopher Lee film. What is your favorite?
Oh gosh. Oh well, his most recent ones. where he played Gandalf. Is that right? Did I say that right?
Yes, he played in Lord of the Rings and before he passed away, and Star Wars as well. And
I
of course,
think
he's
it's
famous for Hammer films and Dracula. But really, my first film was for Christopher Lee. He came to Egypt, by the way. We give him a tribute.
oh
Uh, yes, in the 80s, on the 90s. But I want to tell you, if you the Wicker Man, the not the remake by Nicolas Cage. Try to see this one.
okay.
The,
Okay.
I will not reveal it if you have not seen it. Try to see it. You know, The Wicker Man.
Oh yes. I think I saw it a while back, but I will check it
Yes.
out again. I need something to watch today. My mother would approve.
Okay. Thank you again for the live. I wish you all the best. I will look out for other new films, and I hope we can invite you again to speak about them when they are
I
on.
would love to. And let me just say, go to my Instagram,
Yes.
Laura_A_Meadows, and go to my link tree, and you can watch some of my films. There is links there for you to click.
Excellent. Direct links. Very nice. Thank you very much, Laura. Enjoy the rest of the afternoon. I wish you all the best in your upcoming projects. Okay. And be well. Thank you very much.
Thank you. It was a pleasure. We'll talk to you again soon.
Thank you. Take care.
Bye to
Bye-bye.
everybody out there.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you very much.